Hello Nigerians, we're out here again. Thank God it's a new week. Thank God it's Monday. And we're out here again to give you the opportunity to see and hear the reactions of Nigerians regarding the headlines that are making rounds. This is the newspaper review here on TAF TV. Ayo Kame is my name. Like you know how we do it. Let's first look into the headlines and see what the headline has for us today. Now today being 9th of September 2024, first we're considering the Nigerian pilots. And the bold headline on the Nigerian pilots here says, Tanga explosion, 48 people, 50 cow killed. Details of that is found on page 4. Now, sub-story under the Nigerian pilots on page 4 says, 36 states Attorney General stakeholders to unite in Abuja against draft war. Details of that is found on page 4. Still on the Nigerian pilots, we're seeing food security, Rivers female farmers to get federal government 75% subsidy. Details of that is found on page 7. And on page 5, we're seeing 467 Nigerians killed in 4 states between July and August. Details and August this year. Details of that is found on page 5. Prophet Jeremiah miracles, water soap being probed, says NAFDAC. Quite an interesting story here on page 5. All right, moving on, we're seeing NDLEA destroys 100,000 kilograms of cannabis. 100,000 kilograms of cannabis in Ekiti Forest. Details of that is found on page 5. Asset recovery, EFCC boss seeks collaboration of anti-draft agency. You can read that up on page 4 of the Nigerian pilot.
We get 3 types of female discharge: yellowish, whitish.
All right, moving on, we're considering the punch. And the bold headline on the punch here says, marketers plan petrol import as NNPCL. Dangote stock drags. Details of that is found on page 2. Sub-story under the punch says, strike. ASU, federal government panel to meet on Wednesday. You can read that up on page 8. On page 6, it says, Group sues Lagos over $100 million Dangote land deal. Details of that, like I earlier said, is found on page 6. 4 billion naira illegal arms. 10 charged with treason. 10 charged with terrorism. Details of that is found on page 8. Moving on, still on the punch, we're seeing 48 passengers, 50 cows killed in Nigerian tank fire. In Nigerian tanker fire. Details of that is found on page 4 and page 5 of the punch. Over 1,000 soldiers resigned from army in 4 years. Over 1,000 soldiers resigned from army in 4 years. Details of that is found on page 40 of the punch. Moving on, we're seeing son in custody for allegedly killing Delta School proprietress. Details of that is found on page 5. Articles 8. Labour Party, NNPP, differ on major plan. Details of that is found on page 42 of the punch. All right, lastly for today, we're considering the Daily Trust. And the bold headline here says, 40 people, 50 cows killed in Nigerian road accidents. Details of that is found on page 4. Opay, money point users kick as federal government imposes electronic levy. Details of that is found on page 23 of the Daily Trust. Banks colliding with states to bypass fiscal law. Details of that is found on page 23. We spend 30,000 naira daily to feed our 9 new babies, says father. Details of that is found on page 3. Moving on, we're seeing on page 6, 196 soldiers resigned to proceed on thermal leave November 1st. Details of that, like earlier said, is found on page 6. Kidnapped Bronu George resigns freedom. Kidnapped Bronu George regains freedom after 2 months. Quite an interesting story here, still on page 6. Death by air. Death by air pollution more than those of malaria, HIV, says minister. Details of that is found on page 34.
Those wicked bacteria come out from your body system. Good ways herbal mixture. It dey clear syphilis.
All right, lastly, on the Daily Trust, we're saying we are owed 30-month allowance. Border security personnel cries out. Details of that is found on page 33 of the Daily Trust. All right, that's all we're taking regarding the headlines that are making round this very day. Like, let's hit the streets and hear the reactions of Nigeria. Good morning, sir.
Okay, good morning.
It always feels good to have you.
Yes, thank you.
Now, quickly on the Daily Trust, a very interesting headline that, should I say, affects the very man on the street. It says, Opay, money point users, kick as federal government imposes electronic levy. One will actually ask, in this hard time, maybe say, person never even see food shop, electronic levy, they come up. What's your take?
Okay, this is not even, to me, it's not even right, because I've actually had this experience even earlier before now. I use PalmPay, and I noticed that before, transactions that I do with my PalmPay, in fact, if somebody sent money to my account, the money used to be complete intact. The actual amount that was sent used to be there. But all of a sudden, I started experiencing some deductions, which I never felt comfortable with, because this is a time whereby the federal government would have actually considered the masses and actually ease the charges and levies and, in fact, tariffs that they are placing on the poor masses. They know that the masses are struggling and suffering from high price of food in the market, and just of recent, they actually increased the price of the petroleum product again, which is not okay with the masses. It's not healthy for the masses. And in as much as they are doing all of this thing, they've also added levy to electronic transactions, which I don't feel comfortable with. It's very bad. I am begging them to actually see what they can do to ease, either from even the food aspect to this electronic charge to the fuel hike. Let them do something about it, because we are not okay with.
Now, sincerely, I like it when Nigerians speak from the angle of Nigerians, but we actually consider the federal government. I'm not trying to cite them now, but don't you think these are means to boost our economy? Of late, let's just make excuses for them. Don't you think this is okay? We're trying to do checks and balances to actually see how we can grow our economic factor using the people.
Okay, yes, we can grow economic factor using the people, but I think the federal government should go back to the drawing board and see what they can do to better the life of the people, and at first, then as a way to reduce the suffering first. Then let them take a holistic view of what is happening. Then see the places that they can actually touch now first, and see what they can consider later. Not putting all the burden first on the citizen. It's not good. I don't think that will be healthy. This can even spring up to anything, any kind of problem in life.
Lastly, as a patriotic Nigerian and having experienced this government for a space of 1 year plus now, do you think there has been a master plan to the happenings in this particular government?
I must say that there was no plan for this government. There was no plan. They only told us that they have hope, like a renewed hope, which is very hopeless, as I'm saying. So I don't think they have any blueprint to better the life of this country, the life of the masses of this country. They don't have any blueprint. They are doing try and error, which is not good. Try and error system is not healthy for Nigeria. As with a country of about over 2 million persons, you're doing try and error. It's not good. You would have had a blueprint of what you have for the masses first. In fact, to the best of my own knowledge, I've never had the president during his campaign said anything that would better the life of the citizen when he was coming into power. The only thing I heard him was, we are coming with a renewed hope, which unlike other candidates were saying, I'm going to privatize refinery, and what's it called? Privatize NNPCL. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. At least, yeah, there was a point. There was a point. But this one, there was no point. The only thing I could remember that I had was a campaign promise that maybe ASU will not embark on any strike again.
And the question is, did they actually embark?
For now, it's just 1 year in office. Before the end of it, let's see whether ASU will not go on strike or not. Few months back or few weeks back, I heard there was a threat that ASU is going to go back on strike. So I don't know. That was the only promise I had. Outside this promise, I've not seen any other thing. So we are just, in fact, I don't know whether this country is on autopilot. I don't know. I don't know.
I like the fact they say we are on autopilot. Now, what do you think actually moved Nigerians to supporting this presidency at first? Do you think it's the money?
I don't think Nigerians support the presidency of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But let me say, situation brought him in. Or let me say, it happened. Tinubu happened to us. Let me just say it happened to us. But in as much as it has happened to us, let him as a person too see what he can do to help us. Let him happen to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It always feels good to have you around.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Now, quickly on the Punch, it says on page 6, Group sues Lagos over $100 million Dangote land deal. Now, this is still in regards to the Dangote Refinery. What's your take about it?
Okay, from this now, at least I had Dangote.
Obviously. Okay.
On one of his talk on radio. I think I listened to Wazobia and I heard the conversation. He was crying himself. As you know, men know they cry. But you know from their voice, it was the way he was speaking, you know that there's something at stake. This land, Dangote cannot go and encroach someone else's land. They presented this land and Dangote said he paid. Not in Naira, in foreign currency, $100 million to secure that land. You see these people where they rule this country, these people where they are very, you see, devil. Na righteous man.
Okay, for where they
they are very wicked.
But why if you say Lagos State they claim say they actually pay for the land?
They don't see the success of Dangote. Okay. They don't see Dangote Refinery is out to liberate Nigerians. Okay. Forget all this monopoly, all these things where they say you want to do monopoly something, but now lie. This man, why they don't want to give him crude? Why did they say crude na fake, na so for Fulan? If Dangote Refinery, if they give an like free will, say guy, do this thing the way other countries they do, Baba, you go, how much your salary? Talk through your salary if you do you.
No.
I tell you now, we will be self-employed. We have to the filler with family. They don't say they allow Dangote free will to push out crude. Life will be at least normal for a common man for streets. They don't want that. Now they don't carry Tinubu down initiating men then where they Lagos say go claim the land. Me, I follow supply crude. When they work for that Dangote Refinery, our companies go give them for the sheep where they cook for there. We go there. It's a big massive big project. Now God don't help that man. They don't achieve it. They want cripple this country. There are people where they don't want to make you like every other people because they don't say when you dey free. Nobody they remove you with 5,000, 2,000. You don't go work for them. How much you want to give a common man now? Where you no go feel make with your hands. So they want to impoverish short. Now they are trick APC trick. Now to impoverish Nigerians. So that when they come, carry 10,000 give you. You go do otherwise. Yes. I made the year smart come on my cap. APC. What do they want to say when they put everybody under their pockets? When they carry 2,000, 500, 1,000 give you, you go do the undo because of saying you're hungry. Wanna allow this Dangote, make this man work. That man didn't make billions. We don't go in that refinery. A whole Nigeria is under Lupengo. and they are not producing. Not that we don't have refinery. Only this one, I know say they don't pump in money, they work. So this private one, where you come finally, they're successful. They want truncator, they want killer, they want do am say you no go raise up. Because if Dangote raise up, secrets. Because this oil, now politicians, now then they there. Yes, now then get them. Tinubu get his own.
So now, just like some Nigerians they say, the reason why some things be like say they had it because and not just Dangote day. As okay, Dangote salt, Dangote this. You feel saying that because of saying him day.
All that see, Baba. No be say, see, we the Southerners, the Igbos, not say money no day to be a refinery for our whole land. The moment they invest, majorly they invest for their states, for their homeland. But this government, no one give Igbos, the Southerners, the opportunity to invest, to make life easy for the common man. Even, see beggar for this country. If Igbo man is there beyond limits, you answer? That is why they kick Obi out, because Obi carry a clear picture of manifesto come out. Say go see beggar. Every man go dey satisfied. They say no, this one no, if you go, we no go see money because all the money the masses go they make up. That is why they kick them out. So we see him. So Dangote now make him put 2 legs for grant, fight for what he has in. Yes, sir. Now money be that. I dey tell you, may no agree. $100 million, Baba. No, may fight. If person head go come out, let the head come out. If there anybody here who want fall down, we won't stop this kind of investment because 1,003 now be petrol. Now 1,400. From here to just come from here to here, you pay 150, 200.
Before now, from here to Choba now 500. But now it not be like that.
It not be like that again. Only from here to pipeline 400 naira. But how much be our salary? Food stuff they increase because of petrol. Dangote they hear me. If person here won't fall for your refinery to stand, go cut them off. If you don't get the mind, call people. They go cut. This thing must come to reality. We don't suffer. We don't suffer.
All right, now quickly on the Nigerian pilot, a very interesting story here, which I was not expecting as a person. He says, Prophet Jeremiah's miracle water soup being probed by NAFDAC. Hello, NAFDAC is now, should I say, stepped into the spiritual realm to analyze spiritual things. What's your take on it?
Well, first thing first, Africans, in quotes, general, we are very spiritual people. You understand? Before we begin to embrace Christianity with our religious let me say, we were very, very religious people. I remember growing up as a child, you can never hear that someone steals somebody something because it has consequences. You can never hear that this person sleep with somebody's wife because it has consequences. Now, you understand? So now, NAFDAC probing Jeremiah's miracle water is not a surprise, and we have seen a lot of things like this on national television. That one time I saw on social media a prophet that I don't know, with a prophet that made his members sleep with, I think it was a husband and wife. They slept with each other in the church because they were looking for a child. I've seen on social media where a pastor is telling his members to eat grass. I've seen on television with a pastor telling the members to lie down and he was working on them. So this is not a new thing. Prophet Jeremiah selling his water is simply, I think he's simply doing his business to promote his church, to build his church, to make it worldwide. You understand? So, but him faking, telling people that it has NAFDAC number, it is what I do not understand. Very dark man started this thing. You understand? Now it has been taken over by federal government. People were saying very dark man is doing too much. People were saying very dark man is doing too much. That this person is a man of God. But these people are forgetting that this is the 21st century. These generations, we ask a lot of questions. We don't follow men of God blindly like the way our fathers did back then. You understand? So this is a generation we ask questions. Now, I saw on the paper that the NAFDAC boss went to Delta State, bought this water, 25 CS at the rate of 3,000 naira. You understand? He took this thing to the church and the prophet denied it, that it's not his product. That the only thing that belongs to him is the name and the logo. You understand? And he has been refusing to cooperate. That is another problem in quotes. You understand? Because as a man of God, I don't know what you should be scared of. Even the Bible says, touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm. You understand? But the generation we are now, we ask a lot of questions. We don't follow people blindly the way our fathers did. So we want to know why this thing is like this. Why it's like this. Very dark man said he was going to donate blind people, burying women, and cripple and all that.
I wish he did actually.
He did. Which was this water able to heal these people? That is another question we should be asking. We're not trying to spoil his business. We're not trying to spoil his business. We're simply requesting for the truth. We want to know the truth. NAFDAC, they are also doing their job. If you're saying your product is registered under NAFDAC, then there should be evidence. You understand? And if they call you out, you should be able to come and defend yourself. You understand? You should not be scared. Why are you being scared to cooperate? Few years ago, we saw him that God sent key from heaven. You understand? An ordinary man there will not understand. But few of us that are able are privileged to learn one or two things when it comes to digital to editing and all that. We saw these things and we just laugh. You understand? So he should not be scared. He should come outside and defend his product. He said Miracuso, Batania water, and a lot of, in fact, those products are much with soap and all that. You say it's registered under NAFDAC. Please come out and defend. You understand? You're welcome.
Thank you very much. All right, we've come to the end of our newspaper review here on TAF TV. You have been opportune to hear and see what Nigerians got to say regarding the headlines that are making around this very day. Remember, you also can be part of the show. You want to slide to our comment section, just like every single Nigerian here. Drop your reactions. My name is Ibeju-Lekki, and this has been the newspaper review here on TAF TV. See you next time.